looking and analyzing a couple of different technical settings so that you can show a different ad to a certain audience every day, okay? So stick around, guys. We're going to get into it today. What's going on, ad gang? It's your boy, Jerry the Ad Wizard, coming back at you with a brand new video. Today, we're going to be looking at something a little bit technical in the Meta Ad Manager. If you're running an omnipresent strategy, or if you're wanting to create touch points along a customer journey, and you're wanting to feed a different piece of content to that audience every single day. Sometimes, as we know, as a standard, if you just run one ad, that ad can be shown to one person many times a day. But the idea here is that we're creating touch points to drive value, know, like, and trust to that audience so that every single day when they tune into Meta or Instagram, on the feeds, there is a new piece of content that is getting fed to them. So we're creating new touch points versus the same ad going to the same person over and over and over again across many different days. So there's a couple of different settings, okay, in the Meta Ad Manager that I'm going to go through that will enable this, okay? And those settings are a bit different from each other. So I'm going to do an analysis as to which one I think is best. So guys, grab your coffees and grab your hats. It's time to spin up some ad magic. Okay guys, so we are in the Meta Ad Manager and I'm going to show you exactly each of these two settings and where we can go to enable those. And then I'm going to give you my analysis as to which one I think is better, right? So again, like I said, the idea here is that we're creating a touch point every single day, right? Every single day, somebody logs onto Instagram or Facebook and they scroll across their feed, that you don't have the same ad or the same post going. We're creating valuable touch points within your community. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's different touch points every time. Now you can mix them up with value-based content. Is you giving value to your community and sharing your expertise. The second is to demonstrate how your product or service works. The third is testimonials, showing the amazing things that people are saying about your product or service. And the fourth could be a soft CTA, right? And you want to weight them so that you have 3 pieces of value content, 3 pieces to demonstrate, 2 pieces of testimonial, and 1 soft call to action. At a very basic level, that's how you could kind of weight it if you wanted to, right? The idea here is you're building know, like, and trust into your community. And sometimes, as you guys might know, okay, just posting on Instagram doesn't reach your whole community, right? So you might want to use ads in order to distribute your content even further to your community so that your whole audience actually sees it and gains benefit from it. So we're just going to create 2 simple types of campaigns here. And each of those is going to go through the same system that I said, whereby we're creating a touch point every single day versus just creating one piece of content that's constantly being shown to people. So the idea here is that we're creating variety and we're creating different layers of touch points in that customer journey, in that middle of funnel, in that omnipresent strategy. So you build up know, like, and trust with your audience. If you're building a personal brand or you're creating an ecosystem, you might want to be creating those touch points. And that's exactly what we're going to do today, guys. I'm going to show you exactly the step-by-step process on how to set those up in the settings section. We are here in the Ad Manager, and the first route for this is going to be a reach campaign. The idea here is that we're going to create a reach campaign under the awareness level. Okay, and this could either be reach or brand awareness. Again, it's kind of preferences. My personal preference is reach because I'm not too sure on the brand awareness campaign. There are certain like brand awareness lift and all those kind of measurable metrics around a brand awareness campaign. I don't have too much conviction in, but I do have conviction in a reach campaign. Okay, we're reaching a certain amount of people and we're creating those touch points and we're building up those frequencies. So basically, we're going to create a new campaign. Okay, and then you're going to go through and add in all the settings that you normally would. Okay, and then what we're going to do is at the ad set level, we're going to have one ad in each ad set, and then we're going to set the ad set at a frequency cap. So a frequency cap means that the frequency of your ad won't be shown past this cap. If we put a frequency cap of 1 every 1 day, that means that the ads in that ad set won't get shown more than 1 time in 1 day. We're using frequency caps in a reach campaign to build up those trust points. That's strategy number 1. Okay, so if you scroll down here, we actually have a new setting here, guys, right? So in here, if you go to frequency control, this is exactly where we want to add our settings. Okay, and we have 2 opportunities here. We have a cap or we have a target. I'm going to go with the cap and I'm going to go with 1 time every 1 day. Okay, so the frequency again is how many times is your ad being shown in that time frame. So maximum, we will aim for 1 impression every 1 day for every 1 user, which means that every single user is getting a new touch point. So that's basically where we set it up, right? Now we go through and we create the ad and we just create the 1 ad in that 1 ad set. Okay, then let's say we have 7 different touch points across 7 different days. You want to then duplicate that ad set with the ad cap set at 1. You want to duplicate that 7 times. Okay, so you have 7 ad sets and 1 ad in every single ad set. Okay, I'm just going to show you really quickly how that will look. Okay, so here, for example, we have actually 10. We're putting getting 10 pieces of content in rotation, and we're setting the frequency cap in 1 in 10. That means that one of these ad sets is going to be shown to one person every 10 days, and because every single one of these ad sets has one ad, every single ad is going to be shown to every one of these people in every 10 days. And we have 10 ad sets, which means every single day somebody's going to be shown a new ad, right? And then in each of these, we have our own separate ad, okay? So you have one ad in that ad set that's running, and then you have the frequency cap set at the ad set level so that it doesn't go above 1 per ad set where there's only one ad, okay? This is strategy number 1. Reach campaign with a frequency cap of 1 in 1 day, okay? With lots of different ad sets and one ad in every single ad set. Okay, step number 2, guys. The second uses maximize unique daily reach setting in an engagement campaign. So I'm going to show you again where to access that, okay? So we're going to go to create, going to go to engagement, and then we're going to create a campaign as we normally would. I'm going to show you where we can find maximize unique daily reach as a setting in an engagement campaign, okay? Before you go anywhere else and you're new here, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe. Make sure that you hit that notification bell so you never miss any more important updates. We are here many times a week to help business owners, online advertisers, and digital marketeers get the best from their online advertising, paid media, and digital marketing strategies. But without further ado, let's get on with the video. So we go to the ad set level. We're going to select the conversion location as on your ad, okay, and then when it says here engagement type, we can press post engagement. We can select one of two things, okay, video views or post engagement. I go for post engagement because it's an engagement campaign in this particular instance. This is what I've been testing. And here, when you go under performance goal, where it says maximize engagement with a post, we're actually going to go with maximize daily unique reach. Okay, this says we'll try to show your ad to people up to once a day. Okay, so we're basically doing the same thing as the ad frequency cap in the reach campaign, but this is maximizing your unique daily reach. So again, the same principle applies here, but it's just a different setting. And we're going to select that. And that is strategy number 2, basically, guys. Okay, you might have multiple ad sets and an ad in each one of these. Okay, but that is the setting that will mean that the frequency won't go over 1. Okay, now, much like with the other campaign that we created, you'd go through, you'd create an ad in this ad set, and then you'd go and duplicate that ad set and then create one ad in each ad set, okay? We're maximizing the daily unique reach. You could also, within this campaign, group them all into one ad set. But I have found that Meta will push more of the best performing content versus very rigidly only sticking to promoting certain content in certain days, obviously. And that is ultimately what we do want to do. We want to create those touch points. We don't want more content to be pushed more than others, okay? So it's a very specific way of distributing this content by putting in those settings. So guys, I'm just going to quickly go through some results that we've had with each of these settings enabled so I can show you some data around each thing. Here are some results of what we've achieved with the engagement campaign. That's the previous strategy that I just went through. Here we can see, for example, is an engagement campaign, so we are getting more engagement. Okay, that's one big analysis point. As an engagement campaign, you will get more engagement, reactions, likes, shares, clicks, all those things within an engagement campaign. But here is the thing, guys. This is something that I've come to understand. So make sure that you're looking at your frequency cap. Okay, I have frequency here. We're looking for frequency because we want to make sure that it's around 1. Okay, that means for one ad is being shown, it's just slightly higher. We see a lot more post reactions within this engagement campaign, as is to be expected. But I don't think there is an even distribution here, right? We can see the post engagements. Let's have a look at the impressions real quick. We can see here that some content is being distributed more than others. And that is basically dependent on the results that Facebook is seeing. Is going to push that more because it's all in one ad set, right? I think depending on what you're trying to achieve.
Okay, guys, and something else I really wanted to touch on here is because we have been experimenting around with another engagement type. As you can see in the campaign manager in the ad set level, the engagement type can be engagement, but we've been experimenting around a little bit with video views because one of our clients has a lot of video. And how does this affect and perform against the engagement version versus also the reach campaign strategy? Okay, so this is the third way of doing this and something that we've also been testing. Okay, and I just wanted to kind of show some of the results that we've seen here because I think it's also quite interesting and it plays into a little bit into the final analysis. My final analysis of what approach I think is best, right? So we've tested all 3 approaches and I just wanted to kind of really touch on the video views engagement type because what we've seen, okay, if your client or if your business has a lot of video content, you may want to experiment around with this. I would say that the video views, if you have got a lot of video content, is probably a little bit better than the engagement version. We can see here, for example, the type of through plays, right? So these are kind of somewhat aligned. The ones that are getting pushed more are the better videos. We are seeing a lot better cost per through play on some videos than others, and that's because the videos themselves have bigger draw, a better hook, and a better appeal. We can see some videos, like this one here, value 3. This hasn't had as many views as some of the others. One of the other views has had nearly double the amount of the others, but most of the time they're in that kind of between 12 and 18,000 kind of plays. Some of them outshine the others, where we've got a really cheap cost per through play. But I wanted to share this. The frequency is also slightly different. Like I mentioned, I think the frequency should hover around 1. That means that you're not showing the ad more than 1 time to one person in a day. But we can see here some of them have got 2. All of the ones that have 2 have really good cost per through play, aside from this one actually, which is interesting. It is getting shown more because we're getting really cheap cost per result, and the audience is slightly smaller. Within this particular targeting type, focused on video views, we can sometimes see the frequency above 2. I'd say that this is a really interesting and good approach. If you have a lot of video content and you want to try this, I highly recommend it. The next part of the video will go on to why different engagement types work best for different profiles and different styles of content. So to summarize the video views engagement type, I do think there is huge merit to this. You can select the engagement type as video views, as I mentioned, versus post engagement, which I've just gone through. The video views is interesting and useful if you have a lot of video content and you want to use video content as your touch points. I'd highly recommend experimenting around with the video views engagement type within this. I think personally that this video views engagement type is better than the post engagement type, but only if you have a huge amount of videos that you're wanting to use as your touch points. So guys, as a little takeaway, a breakdown of the engagement time for video views versus post engagement.
You have to think about the fact that each of these campaigns is tailored towards a different usability of the platform, right? So engagement ads will be shown to people who are likely to engage, but there are also shadow users of platforms. So people who don't engage, but still drive action and still convert on your website, right? So the idea here is that because it's an engagement campaign, Facebook or Instagram and Meta are going to push these ads to people who are likely to engage. That is a flaw to this campaign type, okay? Personally, and the reason that I love the reach campaign is because it's based on showing people content in the feed regardless of their usability habits. And this is why I think I prefer the reach campaign in terms of building up these touch points, because reach campaigns are basically just the kind of billboards within the feed, right? So they're just showing content within everybody's feed and distributing it that way. And this is a really great thing because it's not based on whether or not somebody's going to engage on it. The engagement strategy will increase engagement on your profile, but the reach campaign will ensure that we are building those touch points in the community regardless if they're engagers or not. That we're going to hit more users or more usability within the platform that way than we are with an engagement campaign utilizing maximize unique daily reach. Okay, so my personal preference, guys, is to utilize the reach campaign by setting the ad frequency cap at the ad set level and then having multiple ad sets with each ad. Okay, this is how this can look. I'm just going to quickly show you an example. Here are the results of where we have done that within the reach campaign. We created all the different ad sets. Here we can see reach is a little bit off, but it's a lot more aligned than the engagement campaign. And then again, if we look at the frequency, it's a bit closer to 1. So it's the ad frequency cap is a little bit tighter at creating that frequency of 1, which is what we want to get to. The other campaign, the engagement campaign, had a frequency of between like 1.2 and 1.5, which is slightly higher. So again, I think out of both of these strategies, I would personally recommend the reach campaign in order to create those touch points in the community. But there are, like I said, there are different ways of doing this, and you might find different results and get better results at other things. So I'm really interested to hear from you guys and what you guys think is going to work best here. This is just my approach and what I think, how I would approach creating those omnipresent touch points within your community so you build out know, like, and trust. But it's just something that I personally do myself. So that is my tips and tricks, guys. Utilize a reach campaign with an ad frequency cap of 1 within every 1 day, and then you have 1 ad in every single ad set, and that there is an ad that gets delivered every single day to your audience to build know, like, and trust touch points in your community using ads. Really cool, guys. Thank you so much. Hopefully that was useful to you. So that's it for today, guys. Hopefully that was useful. Hopefully now you have a little bit of an understanding of which of the settings in the Meta Ad Manager will give you the best results. Okay, we've gone through a couple of those technical settings, and like I said, I think the best setting for an omnipresent strategy is a reach campaign out of the two, okay, for reasons as I described. But I'd love to hear what you think, guys. If you've tried something similar and you've had different results, I'd love to hear what you've uncovered and discovered. This is a great place to share and grow together. This is just obviously my findings, my analysis, and my take on it. Hit me down a comment down below if you think anything different to what this video has presented. I'm Jerry the Ad Wizard. You can catch me on Instagram at Jerry Ad Wizard, on LinkedIn at Jerry Griffiths, Jerry Dreadlocks everywhere else. If you'd like to watch a video on how to get the best out of your Meta Ad Manager and its AI system, click this video up here. I've gone through a step-by-step process on how to get the best out of your conversions on Meta Ads and with Meta AI, okay? So don't forget to tune into that video. Thank you so much for being here. I'm your boy Jerry the Ad Wizard, and wherever you are in the world, I bid you peace and love, and have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, I will catch you in the next one.